morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching JanataTelevision and this is the English Bulletin with me, Anustha Acharya. The top stories first. Prime Minister Deoba expands Council of Ministers and the leader Naren Khadka appointed as Foreign Minister of Nepal. Government recalls politically appointed ambassadors, preparation on the way to make new appointments. Chairman of CPN Unified Socialist Summit's political report pledges to safeguard achievements of revolution through peaceful means. China-US unveil separate big steps to fight climate change. Biden pledges to double financial aid to poorer countries. And Hungary fans banned after racism at England game. Raheem Sterling pelted with paper cups after scoring England's opener. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deoba has expanded the Council of Ministers. Prime Minister Deoba has inducted Dr. Naren Khadka from his own party in the cabinet almost 2.5 months after the formation of the government. A meeting of the coalition party held at the PM's official residence in Balwata yesterday decided to appoint Khadka as Nepal's foreign minister. According to an informed source, Khadka will take oath of office and secrecy later today. The coalition government made the vital appointment with the date of the United Nations General Assembly approaching closer. The coalition partners realized the need of a political leadership to represent the country during the upcoming General Assembly of the United Nations, as Nepal is also the founding member of SAARC. The meeting was attended by PM Deoba, Chairman of the NCP Maoist Center Pushpakamal Dahal, Nepali Congress General Secretary Purna Bahadur Khadka, JSP Chairman Upendra Yadav, Dr. Baburam Bhattrai, and Chairperson of Rashtriya Janamorcha Durga Paudel. The government has decided to recall all politically appointed ambassadors. Minister for Law, Justice and Parliamentary Office Gyanendra Bahadur Karki said that yesterday's cabinet meeting decided to recall all the ambassadorial appointments made by the erstwhile government on political grounds. A report. Yesterday's cabinet decision has vacated the post of Nepal's ambassadors to different countries like China, India, the United States, Bangladesh, Oman, Malaysia, Japan and South Africa. However, the ambassadors designated from diplomatic service would continue their jobs. All politically appointed ambassadors, including Nepal's ambassador to the United States, Yuvaraj Khatioda, ambassador to China, Mahendra Bahadur Pandey, and ambassador to India, Nilambar Acharya, would return home. Although the Ministry of Foreign Affairs prepared a work procedure for the appointment of ambassadors, the erstwhile government had been accused of making some ambassadorial appointments breaching the criteria. The government is making preparation to fill the vacant ambassadorial post after recalling the ambassadors appointed by the Oli government. Meanwhile, government spokesperson Karki shared that the government has constituted a Nepali delegation to take part in the 76th General Assembly of the United Nations. Likewise, the Cabinet has decided to present the bill introduced to amend the Bill on the Management of COVID-19 Crisis and Drugs Act 2035 BS in the Federal Parliament. The government also has decided to endorse the COVID-19 Management Order 2078 BS. Chairperson of the CPN Unified Socialist, Madhav Nepal, tabled a political report during the Central Committee meeting of the party that started from yesterday. A report. Chairman Nepal's political report was earlier discussed at the party's standing committee meeting on Monday. The party's Central Committee member, Garima Saha, said that the political report would be discussed from Thursday. The ongoing Central Committee meeting is expected to give full shape to the Central Committee, nominate district in charges, province committee chairperson and party's upcoming plan of actions. In the report, Chairman Nepal has stated the party's immediate goal would be creating a foundation for socialism with the characteristics of social justice and democratic values by developing national capital along with the socio-economic and cultural transformation of the country. This shall be done through peaceful and democratic process by safeguarding the achievements of the revolutions, state the report. The party is ready to fight against all sorts of reactionaries and opportunists while standing for social goodwill and national unity, reads the party's political proposal. The party's guiding principles would be Marxism, Leninism, and would work for the emancipation of proletariat class and society. The next meeting is scheduled for 1 am today. The Supreme Court has asked for an original copy of the file related to the splitting of the CP and UML after hearing a writ petition regarding the dismissal of 14 lawmakers recommended by the party. A division bench of Supreme Court Justices Deepak Kumar Karki and Dr. Kumar Chudal yesterday issued an order asking for the file from the Election Commission to discuss whether or not an interim order needs to be issued on the writ. The bench decided to demand the file related to the splitting of the party registered on August 24. It may be noted that UML Chair KP Sharma Oli had removed the essay against the Election Commission for its registering a new party with signatures of 14 lawmakers who were recommended action by the party. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The Supreme Court has denied issuing an interim order in a writ petition filed against the appointment of Kulman Ghising as the Executive Director of Nepal Electricity Authority. With this, Ghising can now continue his job at the NEA. A single bench of Chief Justice Sholendra Samsher Rana yesterday ordered to the side concerned to furnish the documents regarding the appointment but refused to issue an interim order or a so-called notice. The Supreme Court noted that the petitioner Hitendra Dev Sakya has been appointed as a specialist member in the Water and Energy Commission by positioning him to the deputy executive post as per the decision taken by the Council of Ministers on August 9. The order states that the petitioner does not seem to have been removed from the post and thus an interim order is not deemed necessarily. Challenging the government decision to appoint Ghising as the executive director of NEA, Sakya had lodged the writ petition at the SC on August 16. Patients visiting Dadalthura Hospital are facing problems due to lack of doctors. A report. The number of patients visiting the hospital is increasing day by day due to the change in weather, but the patients are having problem due to lack of adequate doctors. Dadalthura Hospital, the only provincial hospital in the far western province, does not have enough doctors as per the quota fixed by the government. The number of patients coming to the hospital for treatment from 7 hill districts has been increasing. However, they have to wait in queue for hours for checkup as there are not enough doctors at the hospitals.
ठुलो समस्या रहेको छ र सामान्य बिरामीले पनि अनि धनगढी धाउनु पर्ने छ अनि गरिब जनताहरूले जसरी सुविधा पाउनु पर्ने थियो त्यसरी सुविधा पाइरहेका छैनन्.
Dadalthura Hospital, which is said to be a political recruitment center of the Nepali Congress, is full of staff members appointed on contract basis. They are more concerned about attending political party meetings rather than attending to the patients. The Dadalthura Hospital, which is located in the home district of Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba, has a quota of 199 staff, including 18 specialist doctors, 18 medical officers, and 109 staff nurses. However, the hospital currently has only 2 doctors.
18 जना चाहिँ 9-10औं तहको चिकित्सक हुनुहुन्थ्यो, 1 जना मेडिकल सुपरिन्टेन्डेन्ट र 17 जना मेडिकल अधिकृतको दरबन्दी हो र त्यो मध्ये चाहिँ अहिले 2 जना मात्रै स्थायी दरबन्दी चिकित्सकको हकमा चाहिँ पदपूर्ति भएको छ.
Dadalthura Hospital is not able to provide quality service due to the lack of doctors as per the quota. Due to lack of specialized doctors, the patients are forced to visit other districts for treatment. And now the news from economic front. The committee formed to probe the allegations against Fismaraj Thungana, chairperson of the Securities Board of Nepal, has submitted its report to the government on Tuesday. Former High Court Judge Anantaraj Dumre, who led the committee, handed over the investigation report to Finance Minister Janardhan Sharma at a program organized at the Ministry of Finance. The Council of Ministers had formed the committee on September 1 to investigate into the charge that Sebon Chair Thungana acted against the position of the board. The committee was asked to submit its report within 15 days. Upon receiving the report, Finance Minister Sharma said that the government would take necessary decision after studying it. He also said that the findings and suggestions of the study report would help in organizing and securing securities, trading and protecting the interest of all investors in the capital market. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. And now the news from the international front. Chinese President Xi Jinping said his country will no longer fund coal-fired power plants abroad, surprising the world on climate for the second straight year at the UN General Assembly. That came hours after US President Joe Biden announced a plan to double financial aid to poorer countries to $11.4 billion by 2024 so those countries could switch to cleaner energy and cope with global warming's worsening impacts. That puts rich nations close to within reach of its long-promised but not realized goal of $100 billion a year in climate help for developing nations. Boris Johnson and Joe Biden have held face-to-face talks in the White House. The UK Prime Minister and US President were thought to have discussed topics such as climate change and the recent submarine deal with Australia. Speaking before the meeting, Biden said they would also talk a little bit about trade. The BBC reported that the UK government may consider joining a trade pact with the US, Mexico and Canada instead of pursuing a separate deal. Asked about a UK-US trade deal before the meeting, the US President told reporters in the Oval Office to do with the UK that's continuing to be discussed. He also issued a fresh warning for the UK not to damage the peace process in Northern Ireland following its departure from the EU. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Hungary have been ordered to play 2 matches behind closed doors by FIFA following the racism English players experienced at the World Cup qualifier in Budapest on 2nd September. However, the second ground closure is suspended for 2 years. The Hungarian Football Federation has also been fined 200,000 Swiss francs. FIFA takes a clear zero tolerance stance against such abhorrent behavior in football. Read FIFA's statement. The governing body added that it remained firm and resolute in rejecting any form of racism and violence as well as any other form of discrimination and abuse. Raheem Sterling and Jude Bellingham were both targeted. England players were pelted with objects in the second half and a flare was thrown onto a pitch by the home fans at Puskás Arena. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Prime Minister Gyoba expands Council of Ministers. NC leader Naren Khadka appointed as Foreign Minister of Nepal. Government recalls politically appointed ambassadors. Preparation underway to make new appointments. Chairman of CPN Unified Socialist Summit's political report pledges to safeguard achievements of revolution through peaceful means. China-US unveil separate big steps to fight climate change. Biden pledges to double financial aid to poorer nations. And Hungary fans banned after racism at England game. Raheem Sterling pelted with paper cups after scoring England's opener. that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website, janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.